So I've been thinking, in Dragon Ball Z fighting games, at least in the early 2000s era ones, when future Trunks gets hit with an attack, like a heavy attack, his exclamation that he makes is, he goes, "Warg!" I've been thinking, where did that come from? I mean, I don't think he ever made that noise in the show. I mean, I've seen behind-the-scenes documentaries of them filming the audio clips for Budokai 3, I want to say, and so I know what the process is like, and I can't imagine at any point that the voice actor just went "warg" and they just ran with it. Do you think he was specifically directed to do that? So anyway, here's Gary Coleman. It's what you talking about, Pidgeotto? That's shitty and stupid. Why did I say that? Everything I say is terrible. I've got no self-esteem. So yeah, Mr. Mime's actually holding his own against a level 19 Pidgeotto, so good on you, Mr. Mime. Good luck, we're all counting on you. So far, he hadn't managed to miss despite getting hit with a sand attack several times. I knew we made the right choice by hiring him. We don't have any fighting types for Raticate, but I don't think we'll need him. Hopefully this isn't like that other Raticate from many episodes ago that just destroyed our entire team. That's not something that can happen. Not now, not ever. Wasn't it Napoleon Dynamite? It was either Hot Rod or Napoleon Dynamite where they had that line about, "That's not what I'm about. Not now, not ever." Gosh, Napoleon Dynamite sure was a strange movie, wasn't it? I can only imagine how much more awkward everything would have been if you had seen it in theaters, and all the silences would have been much more impactful because you're in a crowded room full of people, and that would have been a surreal experience. Maybe when things go back to normal, I can request for my local movie theater to play Napoleon Dynamite. Do movie theaters still take requests? Did they ever? Anywho, that would be a neat thing to see in theaters. I gotta look up how that process works to request a movie, if it's even possible. For some reason, you can't poison Kadabra. That's a bit unusual. I don't know what the story is there. I presume it's a typing problem. Type to Learn 3. Did you guys ever have to do Type to Learn 3 in school? No, what are you talking about? Anyway, they had that old man with the beard. He was supposed to be Father Time, and he would guide you through your typing exercises. It was basically like a kid version of Mavis Beacon. Yes, that was kind of annoying. And it was very particular about what you typed in. It had to be 100%. No great candidates to use this super potion on, but I guess we'll go with War Turtle. What's that stupid idiot doing trying to teleport in the middle of a trainer battle? Everyone knows that you can't leave a trainer battle. Well, I guess Disable's just random in terms of what moves it picks. I used to think it was just the last move that you used, but apparently that's not the case. Well, you learn something new every day. What was that song from the Arthur PC game? It was, say what you mean and mean what you say by learning a new thing every day. Yeah! Did you guys ever play the Arthur PC games? There was the one with Deep Dark Sea. I got pressure on my right nasal passage. Anyway, there's the one with Deep Dark Sea, and the one where he went to get ice cream, and those were fun when I was a wee lad in the late 90s. We've probably still got the discs somewhere. Nothing ever gets thrown away in this house. Anywho, I remember I tried to reinstall one of the old Arthur games a couple of years ago, and it Well, they kind of dated it because in the installation screen they had an FMV sequence, and it was a special message from Mary Lou Retton, you know, the Olympic athlete from like the 1996 Olympics, I want to say. I'm not sure what she had to do with the installation screen for Arthur. Gosh, I wonder if that's lost media. I should post that somewhere. I could probably... That's something that needs to be archived for future generations. I definitely have to. I'm gonna have to consult the Lost Media wiki on that. So yeah, that'll be a real cool thing. If you see a video about that, you'll know why, and it'll end up like the Flashpoint videos on this channel, where it gets way more views than the stuff that I actually want people to see. This is kind of a tough choice to make. I like all 4 of his moves as is, but somebody needs cut. So if we get rid of Rap, that's kind of a step down, because, you know, Rap goes for multiple turns and all that, but it's a necessary evil, as they say. So now we just have to get off of this dirty old boat. Remember that Disney show where they had the 2 Aryans who lived on the boat? That's not especially helpful in terms of describing what it was. I like to describe things incorrectly on purpose, just for laughs. And now there's no way to return to that ship. Hope there wasn't any sort of important item on there that we missed, or perhaps some kind of trainer that would give us an exclusive Pokemon, or a special TM. Because now it's just lost to history. We'd have to completely restart the save file to go back on there. Fuck me. Oh, now he doesn't let you back on. He's just very direct about it. The ship set sail. Did you guys ever see that YouTube poop of that Crystal Pepsi commercial? And at the end it has the curmudgeonly 60-year-old man saying, "You've convinced me. Take your Crystal Pepsi and shove it up your Crystal Pepsi ass." That was a good video, relatively. Well, I feel like they could have cut it down a fair amount, and nobody would have minded. I gotta blow my nose. I'm gonna pause the video. Hold it. Well, maybe we'll just keep going, actually. I don't want to have 2 audio things that I've got to mash up together. That would get quite cumbersome. Yes. So no more SSN. What else is there to talk about? Did you guys ever see a Goofy movie? I haven't, but I saw an article somewhere about the underlying message of the Goofy movie and the importance of being accepted by your peers, and it was all very in-depth, and probably much more in-depth than the writers of the movie ever intended. They just wanted to make some stupid cartoon about a ridiculous dog man and his son, and now suddenly somebody's got this 8-paragraph article about the son's quest for acceptance, and movie over-analysis is all over the place these days. I think I gotta stop following all this nerd media. I just keep getting confused. Okay, I am actually gonna blow my nose. Hold on. I'm not even gonna pause the video. Sorry about this, everybody. This is a good episode, isn't it? I think it's just something about the way that I'm talking. If I'm speaking through my nose rather than speaking from my diaphragm or whatever, it's putting more pressure on my nasal passages, and I think that's the root of our problem. Alright, so Ekans is gonna go down real quick, you know, poison type versus psychic type and all that. What else is going on in the world? Did you guys ever hear of that? Well, I probably already talked about this. Did you ever hear of that Pokemon live stage show they did back in the early 2000s? There's this channel I follow on Twitch who had like a rebroadcast of that particular live show, and whoever wrote the thing clearly knew very little about Pokemon, and they took lots of creative liberties, and it felt very different than the source material. At one point, Brock sings the song about how he loves all the ladies, and he's pointing to the different actors, and it's kind of creepy because he points to the audience at one point as he's doing it, and the audience is filled with 6-year-olds. Maybe, I don't know what they were thinking when they did that. You could probably say that about everything that happened in that show. It's just a gosh darn disaster. Then they have the part at the end where they pause for applause like they always do at live shows, and just nobody applauds, and there's just silence, and then they just shut the lights off, and there were so many things wrong with that. The Pokédex wasn't even a Pokédex, it was just like a guy who like sings a rap song about Pokemon, and what a travesty. Okay, Mr. Mime's a bit underleveled for this match, but he's been able to pull through before, so gotta keep speaking from my lower chest area. Sorry. Anyway, he's been able to pull through before. We just have to believe in him. Come on, Mr. Mime. It's like that Nostalgia Critic thing where they had to believe in Santa Christ and they could bring him back, and they all chanted, "We believe in you, Santa Christ," and then it didn't bring him back, and then they just tossed his body in a nearby dumpster. And amidst all the cringiness, the Nostalgia Critic does occasionally do something mildly funny. I think the moment I realized that perhaps the Nostalgia Critic wasn't worth keeping up with was in his Gargoyles review. There was a comment that really got me hyped up. It had like a timestamp when it said like 17 minutes and blah 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 seconds is the funniest thing the Nostalgia Critic has ever done. And anyway, so I saw that comment not knowing what it was, and I was getting all hyped up and, wow, the funniest thing he's ever done, I can hardly wait. And then the joke actually finally did come after like 17 minutes, and it was just nothing. Was not worth waiting for in the slightest. Yeah, that was in his Gargoyles review, if I didn't already say that. Remember Disney's Gargoyles? It was a bit before my time, but yeah, Gargoyle statues come to life and go on adventures, and they had the one episode about gun violence for some reason. I guess that was a topical issue in the 90s with the LA riots and such. It was a different time. You ever stop to think about the political influences behind the cartoons that you grew up with? Because, they were written by people with political biases, and it's fun to think about those things.